Hello, everyone, and welcome to an energy prediction for May 2023. This is another picker card to start powerfully in the month ahead. We have 3 piles here, number 1, number 2, number 3. And these piles represent different energies for the month ahead. So you go ahead and pick up the pile that resonates the most with you at the moment. And at the end also, we have a collective reading for all the piles. And this is a different kind of reading. It's a soul card. So it's a card that I will show you, and you get to reflect on a more intuitive, deeper level through the image alone. But for now, I just want you to take that time and really just tune into the energies and see which pile resonates with you. That's number 1, number 2, and number 3. Okay, so hopefully you have picked your pile. Let's get started with pile number 1. Hello, the pile 1. Let's just see the energies for you that are predominant for the month of May. So let's start with this. The first card is actually from Chrysalis Tarot, which is a kind of very interesting, mythologically sort of inspired tarot deck. And this is the card of Ace of Mirrors. What a beautiful card. Now, as you know from, or may not know from tarot, that any aces are to do with new beginnings. And this is kind of really another card of new beginning, okay? But this is a bit of a cautionary tale, this card around kind of mind versus heart. This is all about new beginnings starting from that are kind of really coming from the heart. And often we like to think that our decisions are rational, but actually, more often than not, they're actually emotional decisions that we much later get to rationalize. So our heart has got reasons that the mind cannot really understand. And really, it's not necessarily meant to understand straight away. It needs to start from the heart. This message, essentially, of this card is to follow your heart, okay? And let's look a little bit about some of the symbols in it as well. Really, really love that. So we see a lot of like kind of water and sort of creatures of the sea, which often is to do with the unconscious and the deeper aspects of our psyche that we don't always necessarily understand. The sea turtle in the Ace of Mirrors unites earth and water elements to buffer emotional tides. The sea plants on other side of the mirror hint at subterranean energy rising from the collective unconscious. The spirals on Daphne's headdress symbolize this otherworldly energy influencing her unconscious mind. The energy is likely hatching a plan that her conscious mind knows really little about, or at least not yet. The unconscious mind usually marches well in front of conscious decision-making. So when it comes to making decisions this month, you're just being asked to take all this into account, okay? We also have the sort of seashells here, and these are kind of all about tempering your energies, okay? So and it's about finding balance. So it's tempering your enthusiasm and balancing the tides of yin and yang energy, the heart of mind, the emotions with your intellect, the right brain and your left brain. And one way you want to really kind of harness that is to really give yourself what you need, the energy that you need this month ahead to make balanced decisions. So really kind of don't overwork yourself. Also, we've got these 2 candles here next to the small seashells, which symbolize perfect yin and yang balance. And really this is a call to really feel into your unconscious, really feel into those desires, all those kind of like tingling sensations that are guiding you towards something that maybe your mind right now is not fully able to understand, but your heart is really aching for. And it's very interesting because we also have the mirror, and the mirror is often kind of also an invitation to really look within. But it's very interesting because whoever created this tarot deck also suggests look within and look earlier in your life when you were a child, to look at where your desires were lying, where that zest, where that interest, where that excitement was, because this often provides you with a link to what needs to be integrated in your current reality, at least for the month of May, to really integrate the part of you that wants that kind of, that has this really kind of playful desire for something. Yeah. So following the heart and maybe a connection to something that was there from a young age, might be a bit of a clue for you for the month ahead as to what new beginning you're creating and what needs to be integrated and brought forward as part of that new beginning, because it could hold the key to something really important in your life that is actually, going to propel you forward. I also love that you get a lot of the fishes here. The fish in Feng Shui is actually a symbol of prosperity. And in a way also kind of having all those kind of, I'm just aware of all the plant life behind the mirror, and in a way how that can create a little bit of illusion at times. So we don't want to kind of like, in a way, be taken over by the sort of distraction of all the plants that we see there, or of the, they in a way kind of like stop us from like really seeing through in the clear water. We just want to be able to look in the mirror and really look within to see what's really going on. I love also that we have the symbol of the turtle, which is all about steadiness and kind of that sort of organic growth. But also we have the beautiful fire element. We've got water and fire here, and obviously fire is about desire, and it is about kind of like, that flame within. But it has a kind of more kind of a sort of sense of like, again, that tempering we talked about. It's not like a blazing fire, it's a candle that's keeping something alive. So yes, this is a time of new beginnings through following your heart and really connecting with the desire. Water is all about emotions, and it's all about what's in the heart. Really beautiful first card, yeah, to start with. So let's just see a clarifying card that maybe adds to the message. We've got the card of creating space. Beautiful. So creating space essentially invites us to do just that, to create a bit of space so that our new beginnings are given like room to grow. And what we were talking about, I was getting about the seaweed or the kind of plantation in the water that can be as a bit of a distraction. To avoid that, we really want to be able essentially to create some sacred space so that really we can nurture those buds of promise and of new beginnings, so that we feel that we can support their development and the growth. And can you see also we have this beautiful light of explosion, but also just see how, in a way, how similar it is to looking in the mirror, right? So you have those two kind of almost like portals to your within, to your inner being that has all the answers and that knows what it needs. And look how it's protected by this fierce light all around it. But it's also that light, and that deep light of desire and growth. Bear with me, my alarm clock is kicking off, so I'm just going to silence that and come back. So here we are. So yes, creating space. Any new beginning needs to be created through some good sacred space. Sacred space is intentional space, and essentially really kind of, bringing that intentional energy and really kind of being determined to really do something about it. And in essence, what it does is it creates protection, and it creates that determination to see something through and to do something with that sort of seed of desire or new beginning that is coming forward in our lives. So it is all about really making things easier for you and really helping you create that clarity, to deepen your connection to that new beginning, to really harness those buds that need that support and from you, and to really give it what it needs essentially. So the creative space, the sort of the space that you need to create will have different sort of elements of need for you. So for you, some of you might be creating some healing space. For others will be a creative space. It could be a space for recuperation. It could be different things or all of the above, but it's with the intention to really harness those new beginnings. Beautiful message. And then we've got the cards from the Monology cards. A win-win situation is forecast. And what's great about this, remember we have the full moon in Libra, and we talked about balance on this first card. We have a lot of balanced energies in terms of the shells and the fish and the candles as well, and the symmetry of the image. Through following our heart, but it's kind of balancing the elements that we said, yin and yang. And this is also saying that this energy of balance, it kind of accentuates it. If you have it in this reading twice, it really confirms very much so that the energy of balance is coming forward. And really for you, and it's really needed this month ahead, because it's going to really help kind of, in a way, give birth to this new thing, project, situation, or mindset a lot more for you. And it's going to make it a lot easier to recognize when that new beginning has arrived, when it's kind of like what you need to bring forward for it to be supported, all those things. So, and it shows that that balance is a win-win situation for yourself, for your energy, for whoever's going to receive the goods of your work, as well as for your project, or for whatever it is being given birth to. And I really love also the energy of the purple energy we have here, which is obviously the sort of divine connection as well. So in a way, this balance is what also is going to really help you receive those important downloads and support that you want from the universe to really kind of feed into your energy this month ahead, and into whatever it is you give birth to is going to be a lot more balanced and supported by divine guidance too. And you might be thinking also, for your specific situation, when it says a win-win outcome is forecast, so you might want to apply it to however is resonant for you right now in your personal life. So you might be dealing with a particular dynamic, a relationship, a particular project, a collaboration. And so really the people involved, the situations involved, the dynamics, the energies involved, it's going to be a win-win for all. So bear that in mind if that is something that resonates for you, and in what way that connects to your situation. Perhaps it might be a battle between, or a kind of thing that you think, well, but what is it going to do if I start this thing? What is it going to do for, say, you're starting a new project or a new business, and you're already working full-time or part-time? You know, it's showing here that even in a way, something that initially might give you a little bit of a like, but do I have the time or the energy or whatever? It's showing here that you might not be able to see ahead, but this is eventually a win-win situation. And to also trust that as you're stepping forward, new things will be revealed, or new kind of, in a way, a path will become a lot more clear to you. And then the rebalancing will happen a lot more automatically as well. But just know, this is for me, it's a message to trust that where you're heading is in the right direction, and that the decisions you make towards that are going to be really positive. Beautiful. So let's just see the final card. Now, I'm a really huge fan of the Lenormand cards and the symbols there, and I wanted to finish the readings with those. Wow, that's a powerful one. So you've got the coffin. The coffin is a very interesting one, because although it can sound a little bit scary, it's kind of like the, when you get the death cards in a way in tarot, but it's not really that dramatic, this one. So this is a very interesting one, because in essence, it's showing us that maybe we have undertaken something that might test your patience, and you're being called to decide whether this situation has run its course. So, and this is kind of, in a way, connecting to this new beginning, but in a way, maybe something that needs to be considered before this new beginning begins. Something, in a way, I find it interesting. That's the final card. But before you get to experience this, something that you need to make your mind upon, a situation, dynamic, relationship, whatever, mindset, belief system, something you're holding on to that might need to be kind of, in a way, has run its course. it also, that perhaps it's kind of now stagnant, or it's just come to the end. And it's being asked to be kind of recognized right now, and to really understand what that is and become clear about this. So then the creating space and the new beginning can be a win-win situation for all involved, and so, something is in that process of needing to be released, and you're being asked to really reflect what that might be for you right now. And it could literally be a mindset or a belief system. As I said, it's not necessarily as heavy, or, but something that could be sort of creating this energy of stagnancy in a way. That's why you want to be aware of that, so that you can create sacred space for your new beginnings, right? And you can feel supported in, experiencing this win-win situation. But then something needs to be recognized that's been keeping you a little bit stagnant. I would love to know, for you, those of you who picked up this pile, do you know what this is for you? This is the most important. And, it could also signify the energy of the eclipse that's coming forward. This coming, I don't know where it is, on the 5th is our eclipse, I think. Or the 6th, it's a lunar eclipse. And obviously eclipses are about endings, so it could be about that, and it could be that the eclipse really helps that process a lot more. But having a bit of an awareness around that, it won't harm. It can only be a good thing. So let me know if this resonates for you. I would love to know. This is a very interesting and a powerful card to end with, and I think that awareness can really make a difference. So this was pile 1. Well done, pile 1. I hope this resonated. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and let me know below on the comments what you think of this. Okay, pile 2, welcome to your reading. This is the predominant energy for the month ahead of May. I'm excited to see what it holds for you, so let's get started. Nice. So the Chrysalis Tarot, which is a much more mystical tarot deck, is the first card. And we've got here for you the energy, the Corsair, Knight of Spirals. Now that's an interesting energy. Let's kind of have a look at it. So we are seeing a pirate here, but what's interesting is that the lady who did this tarot deck, essentially, she wanted to portray the pirate as a mystic, okay? Because the mystics are essentially the freest souls that you'll ever meet. And she thought that's what, for her, pirates are very free souls, right? So they march to different drums, the beat of their own drum, really, and they intuit their own guiding light. They have their own principles, and all great sages in history had very much similar qualities like that. Essentially, this card is saying that the month of May for you will be kind of more like a month of freedom, of spirit and energy. And that is going to be a lot more confidence. And it's it's very interesting because, again, the energy of the pirate is like sometimes, we see those the pirates and figures like that being very like outspoken, tremendous confidence. They can almost feel like it can be a little bit it can piss people off, or it can like trigger people who might not feel like that. And but it's just self-confidence, and it's asking you to really allow yourself to step into that free energy that is coming for you, that is going to feel a lot more letting a true nature come to the forefront. And it might be that in your mind, you think that you're going to annoy people, but actually you're just going to inspire people. And that's going to be an energy that really sets things in motion for you and for others around you. It brings that energy of spontaneity, or freedom, of real like barging in for whatever it is you're working on or doing right now. It's going to have this really vibrant sort of energy, celebratory energy of like, nope, I'm doing it, I'm claiming it, it's mine, I do it. Do you know what I mean? So this is the pirate energy. So like stepping into your pirate sort of persona a bit more, that kind of free element. And whatever, if it's not like the sort of energy of pirate doesn't resonate for you, or the symbology of pirate, think about what's the equivalent to you. That's the energy you're stepping into, and how the eclipse is also going to be helping you stepping into that energy that is a lot more rambunctious, is that the word, and a lot more kind of like sort of like visible in the world, so people are going to be able to see you. So if you're a business owner, you're going to make more of a take more of a stand this month. People are going to really listen to your message more. They're going to be impressed by it because you really stand out. And it's going to really, you have that kind of elements of all the colors of the parrot as well there, or whatever the bird is. It doesn't look like a parrot. And you have like your spirit animal will be there. It will be with you, and it will be supporting your work and your, how you show up in the world. And also the parrot has this like how do you call that? It's like binoculars, but monocular, right? So you can you see that although it's not just all about presence, it's also about being able to see with a lot more focus and intention, and that you can see the details of situations. So it's a lot more to it. And essentially it's also the spirit of adventure, so stepping into your adventurous spirit and allowing yourself to become like loud, and really be seen, is really what the energy signifies. And essentially you're being invited to experience, and you're going to feel the energy a lot more. So in whatever kind of ramification of that, or version of this pirate, if you like. So it's really important to do so. And also it's important to kind of ignore whatever, like if you feel triggered by this energy, or you feel that other people will be triggered, just know that, just don't worry about it. Yeah, just allow yourself to be you, and to to step into what you need to. And also it's very interesting because he's able to see with his kind of monocular, I don't even know if that's the word, to be honest. He's able to see more in detail. He's able to see more times ahead, so he can foresee any sudden and traumatic change. So it's a lot more prepared. Even though he has the spirit of adventure, it's a lot more prepared. For some of you, it might also indicate a sort of the ship here. It might also indicate the desire for travel, the desire to maybe do something in the month of May, or perhaps you're making plans for the summertime or something you like to go. So this is the call to really kind of do something about that. If you feel like you would like to do more of that, give yourself the opportunity to travel and to do stuff that you would like, even if it is like going for a weekend away and experiencing that kind of level of freedom that you want. But yeah, I really love this card. It's such a beautiful spring energy in a way, like starting this energy with the spirit of adventure is very, very beautiful. And freedom that the parrot brings. Now, the next one, clarifying card, is Let Your Shine Light. Beautiful. And doesn't it really kind of work well with what we said, the energy of like being visible and showing up? Kind of in a way, almost like, what I love about this is like the energy, like the pirate doesn't care. Like he will do what he need to. They will show up in a way. And I'm sure it could be a she as well, there's female pirates, right? This is like the spiritual version of the version of like showing off, and this is the spiritual version of showing off. It's not really showing off, it's showing our light, right? So in a way, we might feel as we're expanding and growing that it feels more like a show off, but it's not. You're essentially just showing your light, and you're kind of sharing with the world who you are, so that they can get inspired by it, they can benefit from it, they can get the value from it, or just enjoy it for who you are, enjoy you for who you are, and just for your own sake also, because showing our light is kind of like really, it's that healed energy of sharing yourself with the world, right? So you're not keeping yourself in sort of hidden, you're kind of are able to share your gifts, your light, who you are with others. And in a way, it's an extension of your healing and of your growth and of you being able to stand like out in the world to share your message, to be who you are here. So if you're a business owner, this is a message that you're going to be a lot more visible this month. You're going to be given an opportunity energetically or through something that comes your way to really stand out a bit more. And just really the energy is like, enjoy it, allow yourself to enjoy that and to really bask in that energy, because it's really beautiful energy. Now, another clarifying card is that your hard work is paying off, you know, so maybe this is also an extension of, you'll feel that in May, where you've been working hard and this is paying off. You're a lot more visible. People are enjoying you. We've got the new moon in Capricorn. We have a new moon next week and a solar and a lunar eclipse as well. So you'll be seeing the fruits of your labor, really, in a way. And your energy, how you kind of stand out in a way, it's like the reward of that. You know, people appreciate you for what you share with the world. And really, this is a sort of moment of like kind of really harvesting, really, essentially, and just enjoying the fruits of your labor. And I want to go now to this final card, which is the Lenormand card. And gosh, wow, this is such a beautiful card. This is such perfect symmetry, those two cards, actually. This is the energy of vitality, strength, and things working out. That, like, this trumps any negative card. So it's almost like it's saying that this is vitality. This is the blossoming of your, you know, your hard work is paying off, as we said. So this is like, now the world is seeing you, right? So this is what's happening for you in May, and it's beautiful. So this is going to be a great opportunity. If you're putting projects out there, this is going to do well. Your efforts will be appreciated. There's going to be recognition. There's going to be a sense that it does well. Success. It's the card of success, essentially. This it's a really beautiful way to end your reading and to kind of confirm that this is what's up for the energy of May. And of course, you had the beautiful citrine, which is the energy of abundance and success as well. This was placed intuitively on this reading, so it wasn't necessarily, I didn't know what the cards were at the time when I picked it. So beautiful month, pile 2 for you. Really enjoy it, and really don't kind of hide your light. This is your energy of adventure and success and stepping out and saying what you need to say. This is you, and it's beautiful energy. So well done. I hope you enjoyed this, pile 2. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Let me know below if this resonates with you, and look forward to channeling for you again next month. So enjoy. Pile 3, welcome to your reading for the energy of May ahead for you. Let's just see what that energy holds for you and where you're being guided to go towards. So let's start with the energy of the Chrysalis Tarot, which is a very intuitive tarot deck of 72 cards. It has a more mythological and kind of like unconscious kind of creative sort of like take on the tarot. And here you've got the 7 of Scrolls, and it's all about decision making. And perhaps, can you see this fawn standing in front of the door trying to make a decision? This is about indecision. But particularly kind of something that is asking for a more creative, imaginative, and intuitive approach to decision making. Okay, so the lady who actually created the illustrations here, she was inspired by C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. You might know the story. Lucy and her siblings are sent to the countryside to escape the city life, and she stumbles upon a mysterious wardrobe that she climbs inside and then realizes what's happening. She disappears behind the coats and emerges into a mystical land called Narnia. And that's where she meets Mr. Tumnus, a fawn, by a lantern. Together, they go exploring. They go for tea at his house, and really kind of this card was inspired by that particular story. Partly because the fawn kind of in a way is a shifter, right? So it's half human, half animal creature. And they can shapeshift to become either fully animal or fully human. So the animal aspects had that more intuitive, instinctual side, and the human also has the kind of rational, not just, but you know, it kind of embodies that a little bit more here. And as an animal, yeah, the fawn is hardwired. His decisions come mostly from instinct. But, you know, as a human, a fawn delights in making free will choices, but like a human, can at times be indecisive and maybe kind of get a bit too stuck in the mind, okay? So you're being invited here to kind of like think about counterintuition or intuition, and that sometimes the most courageous and even correct decisions, you know, they go against the grain a little bit. They might appear that they have very little sense at all. Of course, you know, as I said, human decision making also does involve intuition and emotion as much as logic and intellect. So it's not just that we're not really so cut off by it, you know. But because of the presence of this card here, you're being invited to consult whatever your decision that you need to make. You might be aware of this already, or you might be, something comes across your experience in the month of May that it asks you to make a decision. And I think that in a way here is calling for creative imagination, and in a way using it with confidence a little bit more. And that's, yeah, tough choices sometimes require creative solutions inspired by creative imagination and that call of the heart. And the story itself, the Lucy at the Lion, Witch and Wardrobe, at the end, towards the end of a reign, Lucy the Valiant, the Narnia Queen, actually, she allowed creative imagination to lead her back to the lantern when she and Mr. Tumnus first met. And there, near the lantern, she discovered a magic portal that returned her safety back to England. You know what I love about this, actually? It kind of reminds me a little bit of the energy of the first pile. So maybe those of you who selected this, maybe you were also drawn to pile one. You might want to read pile one as well. There's a kind of similar kind of vibe a little bit, and about trusting intuition and going within, and the portals that I was talking about here. So if a decision is you're being asked to make a decision and you feel undecisive, the answer lies within your creative and intuitive self, less from your rational, and maybe a call to really take the road less traveled, and, you know, not necessarily what appears in paper to be the best, but what really feels better for you and exciting and maybe a little bit mysterious or a little bit more adventurous, and yeah, you're wondering what that's like. So I'm very excited about this. I love those kind of like, which road shall I take? I think once you've done enough of that in life with the big stuff, and I've done so much of that with some big things in life, to know that I've led myself in the right direction, you know, even though at the time I didn't know to. It's once you've done that enough, it starts to become exciting, being in those crossroads. And I just want to invite you to have a little bit more fun with this. I'm also seeing the energy of the lion here, which is the energy of strength. You know, and I think that trusting in that strength, and in a way, almost calling into the strength of your higher self to guide you through. And also the open scrolls, I think for me, this brings me the energy of like, okay, maybe you're a little bit too bogged down by how you've made choices in the past, maybe before you've made changes in your mindset, or your consciousness hadn't shifted as much, and maybe you didn't feel that they got you to the right place, so it wasn't quite as fulfilling. It doesn't feel like a wrong thing about wrong decision, but more about it hasn't been as fulfilling. And now you've being asked to call in the energy of your higher self to really lead you to the door that holds the most promise for you. And I love that. It's a very exciting thing. Ooh, so interesting here. We've got clarifying card of the divine masculine. So could this be in relation to a divine masculine in your life, or about maybe really bringing that energy in a little bit more, or that you have been kind of guided by the divine masculine in your life, or maybe by the sort of patriarchal energy in your life a lot. So really reflecting what it might be for you, if this is a decision in relation to your to a divine masculine in your life, or if it's through guide, like in a way, kind of mindsets and belief system created by patriarchy, you will be the best to know. But I really love how, again, you have this 3-4 flame is divine wisdom, divine love, divine power being asked to be activated through, in a way, the initiation of being in the door gates here, right? So you're being asked to kind of really ignite and initiate, go through this initiation. So you kind of come back into that totality of being and divine self that really kind of gets you to get a little bit puzzled to begin with. But the good things happen when we after we really take those big steps, or really what can feel like a big step at the time. But maybe a masculine is reading this in another interpretation, and in a way you're being invited to step into your divine masculine energy by making those important decisions and not kind of shying away, like, because this is leading somewhere powerful, and I want to see where it's leading. Hang on, let's see the next card. The energy is gaining momentum. Oh, there's a little bit more mystery here, because I love this though, because it kind of like really, the slowness of this energy is really intentional, really important, because it's leading you, is guiding you somewhere. We've got the waxing moon as well, and obviously that's the time of transition between the new beginning and the sort of culmination of the full moon, right? So this is like gaining momentum, whatever that process is that you're going through right now, that's going to initiate you into your divine nature, right? That is asking to follow your heart and connect with the sort of intuitive and kind of more imaginative version, sort of part of yourself. This energy is gaining momentum. So clearly something is being built up here, and it's maybe something that's been happening a lot more, over the last month, and it's going to continue in the month of May. But I want to see where it's leading us, because it's really important. And oh my God. This is a confirmation, guys. The sun on the, this is the Lenormand deck, which is all about, there's a symbol which kind of clarifies the previous cards. And this really, if anything, totally tells you this is going to be a success outcome. You following that more imaginative, more intuitive part of you that maybe you haven't explored as much, and you have all those open scrolls of things that kind of haven't quite worked out or whatever. This is indicating that this choice from that place leads to the sun. This is like the most optimistic outcome you can have. So it means that the sun shines on your situations this month of May, your affairs, your projects, your relationships. If this is a decision, whatever this decision that you're trying to make your mind up is about, once that comes from the right place, you follow that intuition rather than your head, this is going to lead to this, right? If this is in relation to relationship, this is going to, it's going to be really sound. It's going to be really positive connection. If this is in relation to a project, to a business, to a new thing that you're launching, again, success. It's in alignment. It's right for you. It's right for your audience. If it's in relation to money, again, more abundance coming. Whatever that is about, it's about health, is good. It's about choosing that kind of, allowing yourself to really have that initiation that will really bring that sun into your life, into whatever this month of May is happening for you. This is such a beautiful reading. And again, I really urge you to watch number 1. The pile number 1 has kind of similar themes here, I see, but maybe a slightly kind of just some difference as well. I think there's a resonance. So it goes to show that yes, the there's something about the energy of May that has a bit of a particular theme here. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know if it resonates, any of this. If not, take what resonates, leave the rest. And thank you so much for watching. So guys, as I promised you, I promised a card for all the piles. This is not going to be me talking. This is about you connecting to the energy and the imagery of this card. It's the soul card deck. So it's a pure image for you to reflect and see what it does, what it triggers, ignites, what reflection it gives you, what kind of energy brings up. So I'll leave it there and I say thank you for watching. Yes, I will be back next month with another reading. Here's the collective energy for all piles to help kind of really activate your energy for May. Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely May. It's going to be a great month. Really looking forward to it. And I will speak to you again soon. Much love from me.